Hello, and welcome to Plebpla, perhaps, but yet another unboxing. Not candy, not a special DVD set of Iron-Blooded Orphans, or any other. I don't know those that come out that way. But I digress. This is Mobile Suit Ensemble, set number 11. And as you can see on the front, my boy Garrett Rain is featured. But also featured in this set is the Goof. I don't recall if it's the custom or the standard, as well as the Hyakushiki. And we can see each box is exactly the same. I have not mixed them up, so we might learn here today exactly, maybe some science. Maybe some science. But I digress. Here's a box with the Gundam X on the front. On one side we have the Hyakushiki, and on the other side we have the X divider. On the back we see what we can get, which is the Gundam X main part, the regular ass Goof, the Hyakushiki, the Mega Bazooka launcher, as well as full armor Hyakushiki parts. And then we have the divider parts, as well as a couple of extra weapons for the Goof. I've never gotten a Mobile Suit Ensemble because I am not too keen on the randomness of blind boxes. Like, everything has to be a hit for me, or at least like a good 50-50, or I'm not in. And especially, I don't know why I keep putting it back in place. Especially with these, I'm worried that I'll only get the weapon set, and if I just buy one, it's like, oh, I have all these parts. So, let's begin. I want to see if I can identify any sort of difference in number here. Anything on the bottom, perhaps, which usually tends to be the case, because they have to be able to identify these. Now, on the bottom, this says that it's probably set number 15 or set number 11. I actually forget which it is. But the UPC codes are the same on the bottom. Nothing appears to be any different. And I know there are people out there that surely can identify what is what and which is which, because there has to be some manner of identification. Just so you know that in that packaging, you don't package something that's a full set of Goof. Put them back again. It's such a neat set. And actually, what I think I'm going to try to do here first is, I did buy another blind box once. It was Gundam wafer cards. Okay, so with this, it's for convention display purposes. You peel this off. I would imagine that you probably would want to set this up in some way so that people know what they're buying? I don't know. Packaging. So we're going to open our first one. After much deliberation and delay, I may cut some of this out. The box is perforated, should you choose to reseal it. And inside we have option set for the DX. We have the divider parts, the backpack. Oh, the actual gun is, you get the other gun too. I didn't realize that. Is it? Or am I tripping? No, I'm tripping. That's parts of the shield. And come on. Here are generic assembly instructions, which I think is just universal for the sake of actually assembling these. But we have in here, we have parts for the divider and the beam machine gun. more parts. We have a beam saber up here with a clear instead of a green. We have the Goof's heat saber. And then some fashion of bazooka here, as well as the rest of the backpack for the divider parts. I'll have to go through and figure that out. I think that's the Hyakushiki's regular like clay bazooka. So you have to really be all in and hope that you get it. So the second one in a row, we're gonna see how this goes. Straight ripped into this one. And this, okay, the front two sets of equipment parts. That's, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's lucky or unlucky. That's a word. So I do want a set of these for myself. Over here, we have a second blind box, or the second row. I'm not good at this unboxing thing. We have the full armor parts and the Mega Bazooka launcher. That's cool. I'm not too interested in that, so perhaps someone in the future, lucky Gundam Jeopardy player, will win some Assault Kingdom. So those are your option parts. This is gonna go with the Hyakushiki. So mathematically speaking, this should be another Mega Bazooka launcher. Let's find out. So it says a second full armor and Mega Bazooka launcher. So 2 sets of option parts. That means we should have 2 Hyakushikis, 2 Double X, and 2 Goof. Let's find out. Here we have a Goof. The joints are unpackaged. We have hand pieces here and arms. The waist parts looks like, and everything else. So that one of these will most certainly go to Darian Spider, if he's interested. Like, I'm not going to force him to take a tiny model if he doesn't want one. Suit Ensemble. Did I call this Assault Kingdom earlier? Probably did. So that's a Goof, meaning that this should be a Goof, technically. I guess in the nature of grabbing blind boxes, you'll probably grab from the front. So if you get an option set, you're going to want to go in for the rest. Here we have the Hyakushiki. There's some head and waist parts. There's a backpack, an arm and foot. This looks like the backpack and the rest. There's a gun. And of course stands and a joint. And now that I recognize this piece here, I do have a Mobile Suit Ensemble. It's the GetLab and Einrad. I had to have that. That was not an option. Or at least that stand. No, because I remember the GetLab coming in a capsule. So I bought a set of capsules that had the GetLab. And of course this means that this should be the DX. It's not the DX, it's the regular X. And of course, here we have waist parts, backpack, fin. We got more torso, more backpack in the head, and then the rest, the satellite cannon, and pieces. So that's neat. This is most assuredly mine. One of these will also be mine. I will leave the rest of these unopened because I will most certainly give these away to I would say lucky viewers, but I might get all of like 10 viewers on this. I suppose, if you're a cool enough person, comment down below. Tell me your favorite of this set and why, and perhaps we can strike a deal. But here is one set of weapons, and here's the Yakushiki set. These... I should have two parts. Alright. So, with that, we will be back in just a moment as I put these boys together. We'll see you in a snap. And here we are, back with a completed product. It's got a pretty decent range of motion considering how tiny he is. Arms will go all the way up one way and all the way back the other way before it gets in the way of the head. Legs have pretty decent range of motion. These side skirts, as they don't move, don't give it much split, but he tries. And then the knee has this much bend. Come on, why are you focusing on the wrong thing? And then you've got foot wiggle. And at the arm you get, 90 degrees. The hand is just an inserted peg into this rubbery ABS plastic. Also comes with a stand that plugs into the crotch joint, as we are known to do with modern high grades. If I peel this satellite cannon off, which we will talk about in a moment, the head gets about that much movement if you try. There you can wiggle around an exorcist twist. That's pretty decent. Now the backpack is the interesting part here. You've got 3 points of plug-in. And we have this, the divider, or the satellite cannon wings. Naturally, you can I know words. You can take this plug here and use it in any one of the three for your desired, arrangement. Follow that up with the satellite cannon itself. Goodness, you are focusing on every wrong thing. The back here you can withdraw the beam saber, but there's no way to hold it in the hand. This up here, since this is a soft kind of rubber, you can't peel this gray part out, which is a harder plastic, and adjust where you plug that in for firing and non-firing pieces. The tip over here is its own separate piece, so, mind that. You have a set of holes back here to plug into, which I fathom you would need this. Pop that in there, and then pick a hole to plug it into. There you go. Oh, that's pretty standard. I'm trying to get him off the stand. It's easier to work with him. Go over there. What the regular box comes with is this shield beam rifle. You never really see much of it in the series, but these side plates here are supposed to form a shield so that you actually can use the gun as a defensive option. But that plugs right in there. And there's like a lot of these 3mm hard points, so I'm sure as it's standard, if you were to have like an extra plug somewhere, say, I don't know, this excessive spot on the fins, you could pop that on there for storage, but it doesn't really serve any purpose. The extra accessories come with the beam saber, the beam machine gun, the alternate thruster backpack, These have our separate pieces down here at the bottom. And the puzzle. This was a puzzle to figure out how exactly it all goes together. Like, I've played with the high grade, aplenty. But given that there's no specific instructions other than how to assemble the joints, it's very hard to, this is actually probably what's causing an unfocus, figure out which way it goes. This handle plugs into the back here. These bits plug into the base, and then these curve on top. That's pretty clear. What wasn't clear was how these side skirt looking panels were supposed to play along with everything else. But they actually plug into the central part here via the back. And then those can be either plugged in forward for shielding purposes, or on the side for either attack purposes or the extra thrust, which you do see every now and again. So I'm going to plug this back in, and what we're going to have to do here is you take the backpack off completely. This backpack is a separate piece, which is kind of well stuck in there, and I feel like I'm about to pull the legs out trying to get at it. Come on, play along, X. That comes out there, and you replace it as such here. This is an inserted part, which is a bit difficult to get in there, but you know, you have to squeeze with these kind of things. That plugs right into the back, and then via the center rectangle here, you plug that also into the back, and he's ready to go. We'll give you, well, I guess we won't give you that. We'll give you the sword, and we'll go ahead and give you the shield buster rifle again because I dropped the other one. And up here in the shoulder, I'm going to have to pop the head off. These are the shoulder joints here. They're actually feel a little stiffer than the rest. It's a little harder to work with if you're trying to get some more dynamic poses out of it. The head may actually get in the way. You don't really get a lot of like arm, you can't spread the arms out too much unless you kind of cheat it a little bit by rotating the wrist. That way you can get some side posing action. But that's just one of the three. Once again, I have no personal interest in the Hyakushiki or the Boo. So those will be given away, and I will stash away the extra parts for whomever I give them to. But I will likely build the other Gundam X so I can have one divider and one regular. But I thank y'all for watching this very obscure Mobile Suit Ensemble model kit review. Thank y'all for watching, and as always, SIEG ZEON.